Hello and welcome to Mastering Microsoft Power Query video series. This is video number 11 where we're going to talk about conditional columns. Without much ado, let's get into the Power Query editor and let's understand how the conditional column will help you in terms of automations. All right, so this is the data which I'm going to use to understand the role of conditional columns in the Power Query editor. Now, let us say you are a person who gets into kind of work like you will download the data from your CRM systems or ERP systems, and then you will write a lot of conditional checking formulas like if formulas, nested if formulas, and you categorize the data based on certain values, certain criterias, and then further you take it forward for the analysis. And if this is going to be the kind of a redundant work which you do every time, now there is a scope of automating this work through the Power Query using the option called conditional columns. So let me show you how the if formula writing can be automated through the Power Query editor using the conditional columns. So now in this case, this is my data set which you can see here. And my objective is whenever I get this data, I want to check my total cost values and categorize them into 3 different categories based on the values what we have inside them. So if the value is less than 50,000, then it's a low type of price category. If it's between 50,000 and 1 lakh, then it's medium price category. Anything more than 1 lakh, it's high price category. Now I can do this by using the if formula here, but I don't want to sit and do this every day as and when the data comes in. So next day when the data is changes, all I have to do is just change the data source in my Power Query editor. Then the categorization should be available for me right away when I simply refresh. So let's see how do we load this data into the Power Query editor and get that conditional column created for you. So I'm going to close this file and I'm going to open a new Excel to start the process. So we're going to launch the Power Query editor. So we go to the get data and we go to launch Power Query editor. Then we go to in the home tab of the Power Query editor, we go to the new source file, Excel workbook. And the one which I want to choose is this file. We're going to choose that and import. And it's going to ask me which sheet is having the data in the file which you selected. I got the data in the first sheet and I want to say okay. All I'm going to do is check on the right side in the applied steps. We are checking that it has done all the required transformation automatically. It promoted my first row as header. The data types are perfectly done. I'm perfectly fine with it. I'm not going to complain about the promoted headers and change type this time because it's pretty straightforward Excel file. So there's not much transformations involved. In case if there are transformations involved, then I would suggest you to get rid of these 2 steps and then you handle the transformations and then apply the change type later. All right. So now the column which is going to be involved in our side is this one. We have to check this column. We have to create a new column which says cost category, and we have a criteria based on which we have to categorize this total cost. So let's go to the tab section. We're going to go for add column because I want to create a new column. That column is involved checking conditions. So I'm going to go for the choice conditional columns. So I click and a dialog box opens up where I can do those options here. So this column which I want to create the name for it, I would say cost category, and the column value which I want to take it for the checking purpose is the total cost. And the first check is if the value is less than 50,000. So I can type the value directly here, or you can take value from the existing columns as well. So you can check one column value with the other column as well. So everything is open for us here to do. Right now I'm hard coding the value which I want to check, which is 50,000. And again, the output can come from another equivalent column of the data set. Again, in this case, I'm going to enter the value which I want to see it as a result. So this would be treated as a low category. If it's not less than 50,000, if it is more than 50,000 and less than 1 lakh. So I want to add one more condition, which is in Power Query in the conditional column world. The extra conditions are called extra clauses. So if the total cost is less than 1 lakh. So when I say less than 1 lakh here, so what literally I mean is if the value is above 50,000 and less than 1 lakh, then what you want to call that as? I want to call that category as medium. Now I can keep adding the clauses how much ever I want it, but if the value doesn't satisfy these two conditions, what I'm checking, then where else it fits into. So if the value is not less than 50,000, it's going to move to the next clause to check it. If it's not less than 1 lakh, obviously the value is going to be more than 1 lakh. So anything more than 1 lakh, I want to put it into the category called high. So that's all I want to do it. And you can see these three dots here where you can move the priority of the condition checking, what condition need to be checked first and what to be checked next. All those can also be done here. If you do not want, you can even delete it. All those options are available in the three dots on the right side. So I'm perfectly fine with the setup what we have done right now. We're going to click OK to check out the right side. Here we go. We got the cost. Now the problem is the data type is not set properly, so I'm going to go ahead and click this particular part and set it as a text category, and that completes the process. I can now close and load this data back again into my Excel and use it further for any analysis. Okay, so that is conditional column in Power Query Editor. All right, we have come to the end of the video, and that is all about conditional column. And in the next video, we will come up again with another interesting input in the world of Power Query. Until then, take care of yourself. Signing off, Hariharan.